everybody. Welcome back to our weekly classes. Let's get started. गणानान्त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतान शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्यवत् ॐ गणेशाय नमः ॐ सरस्वत्यै नमः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये वागीशाद्याः सुमनसः सर्वार्थानामुपक्रमे यं नत्वा कृतकृत्याः स्युः तं नमामि गजाननं वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय कोटिसूर्यसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि सद्गुरुं तं नमामि श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यकेशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं Yasya sannidhi matrena sarve shishyascha sevakaha karma kshetre pravartante Chinmayam tam namamyaham. Chinmayam tam namamyaham. Let us do the Pratasmaranam. Pratasmarami hridi samspuradatmatattvam Satchit sukham paramaham sagatim turiyam Yat swapna jagara sushuptam avaiti nityam Tad brahma nishkalamaham Nacha bhuta sangaha Pratar bhajami manasa Vachasamagam Vacho vibhanti nikhila Yadanugrahena Yanneti neti vachanai Nigama vochuhu Tam deva deva majamachyuta mahuragyam Pratar namami tamasah paramarkavarnam Purnam sanatana padam Purushotamakyam Yasminnidam jagadasheshamasheshamurtau Rajvam bhujangamayiva pratibhasitam vai Rajvam bhujangamayiva pratibhasitam vai. Hari Om everybody. Welcome back to our weekly Vedanta classes. Let's do a quick recap. Let us chant our first verse again. In the first set of 5 instructions we saw, but let's chant first. Vedo nityam adhiyatam taduditam karmasvanushtiyatam Teneshasya vidhiyatam apachitihi kamye matistyajatam papaughah paridhuyatam bhavasukhe doshonusandhiyatam atmecha vyavasiyatam nijagruhat turnam vinirgamyatam. Let's do a quick recap. Vedo nityam adhiyatam. Study of our scriptures daily, meaning any of the Vedantic texts, because Vedas or our Margadarshaka Grantha gives us guidelines how to conduct ourselves in our daily life. Achara coupled with vichara. With this instruction, we know what is the goal in life. Taduditam karmasu anushtiyatam. Then we perform our nitya naimittika karmas in the yagna spirit. That samarpita bhava, in the spirit of offering. What do? We slow down on our and minimize our kamya karma, our desire prompted actions, say no to nishiddha karma, prohibited actions. This way, slowly the raga dvesha, the likes and the dislikes which we operate on, dissolves, leading us to Chitta Shuddhi, purification of our mind. Then in the third instruction, Tene Shasya Vidhiyatam Apachitihi. We learned how to dedicate our actions to the Lord. Turning karma to karma yoga with arpita buddhi, dasya buddhi, and accepting the results as his prasada, prasada buddhi. With this samarpita bhava, from kartru, the doer of action, I become the karana, an instrument of action, an instrument of the Lord. With this, no more agitations about the results, no more distractions in our mind. Slowly it gets tuned to the higher goals. Then in the fourth instruction, Kamye Matistyajatam, give up the desire prompted actions. Asankalpat Jayet Kamam, controlling the desires at the thought level. No fanciful desires, first of all, to take root in our minds, and so that we can redirect them to the higher goal. We need to give up the thought of what is in it for me kind of attitude. Then in the fifth instruction, Papaugaf paridhuyatam, wash away the sins in our heart. We can't just wash it away by sending it to the cleaners. We saw last week, we have no control over the results of our past, but we can minimize, we can neutralize by doing shanti karmas, dana, charity, japa, tapa, etc. through selfless actions, not selfish actions, through God-centered actions, not egocentric actions. These vasanas slowly that we have accumulated over janmas, slowly gets washed away. That's the idea. Then in the sixth instruction, Bhavasukhe doshonusandhiyatam. By now, the mind is mature spiritually. It is inclined towards the higher goal. It has quietened. It is purified to a large extent. So from achara we turn to vichara, thinking. Then I start to see the defects in that bhava sukha. Develop that dosha drushti. We spent a text of Bhajagovindam on that, to develop that pratipaksha bhavana. And when I start to inquire, I realize that all my worldly pursuits so far have a beginning and an end. They are riddled with pain. They dissipate my energy, and I feel incomplete because I want to have more. So dissatisfaction is guaranteed. We can analyze that. With this, what happens? Vairagya starts to take root. Sadhaka has developed a good dose of viveka coupled with vairagya. Slowly he becomes a sadhana chatushtaya sampanna adhikari, a fit student for Vedanta. I'm hoping that you are seeing the logical progression. So he has naturally reduced his external pursuits. He has taken a U-turn in his life. Avritta chakshuhu. Now he begins the journey inward. At that time, he gives the instruction number 7. Atmecha vyavasiyatam. I want to know this Atma. All these years, I have settled down for this momentary happiness. There is something beyond this sukha and dukkha, mana and apamana, what we call in Vedanta as dvandvas. And Upanishads tell me, Atma va are drashtavyaha, search this Atma, shrotavyaha, mantavyaha, nidityasitavyaha. Then he begins this journey inward. At that time, instruction number 8 was given. Gruhat, nija gruhat, turnam, vinirgamyatam. Escape from the bondage of your home. Sadhaka at this time loses the abhimana, attachments. We saw that last week. He becomes a full-time sadhaka. He has aligned himself with that of the rishis, with Vedic thinking. So let us chant that shloka number 1 again, so that it registers in your mind. Vedo nityamadhiyatam taduditam karmasvanushtiyatam tene shasya vidhiyatam apachitihi kamye matistyajatam papaughav paridhuyatam bhavasukhe doshonusandhiyatam atmecha vyavasiyatam nijagruhat turnam vinirgamyatam. Now the second verse, let us chant that first. Sangasatsu vidhiyatam bhagavato bhaktirdrudhadiyatam shantyadif parichiyatam drudhataram karmashu santyajyatam sadvidvanupasrupyatam pratidinam paduka sevyatam brahmaikaksharamartyatam shrutishiror vakyam samakarnyatam. We have covered 2 of the instructions in the last session we had. Just to quickly recap, number 9, Sangasatsu vidhiyatam. Satsu sanga vidhiyatam. Seek the companionship of the men of wisdom. In the last class, we saw that ladder of success from Bhaja Govindam, Satsangatve Nissangatvam, leading to Nischalatatve Jivan Muktihi. How Satsanga can lead to liberation. We saw that. What happens with Satsanga? The false values that we have been carrying will be removed. The right attitude to life is developed. Our mind is reinforced with noble values. It's a lifestyle change. This sort of a lifestyle will help us motivated on this path and to derive inspiration from the noble people constantly. Then the second instruction we saw, Bhagavato Bhaktir Drudha Diyatam. Be established. Firm devotion of the Lord. Drudha Bhakti. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. We saw in the last class a very detailed description of Navavidha Bhakti from Bhagavat Purana. Please revisit that. In devotion or bhakti, we raise in love. There is Saguna Sakara Bhakti, glorifying the form and the attributes of the Lord, slowly leading us to the Nirguna Nirakara Bhakti. Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya ji in Vivek Chudamani says, Bhakti Reva Gariyasi. It is an important ingredient to moksha, moksha samagri. Bhagavad Bhakti, that firm, drudha bhakti, that I am taking shelter in God, that ashraya buddhi, that God will take care of me. When he says, Yogakshemam Vahami Aham in 9th chapter, the trust in God is unconditional. We saw several quotes from Bhagavad Gita in the last class towards that, from the 10th chapter, from the 11th chapter. Only through that Ananya Bhakti, Bhagavan says, this sadhaka will know me. For that kind of mumukshu, I will give him Atmagnana. I will remove the andhakara, ignorance in his life. How? Buddhi yogam dadami. Jnana deepena bhasvata. By lighting that lamp of knowledge. Right? I hope you remember that. Then in the next instruction, Shantyadih parichiyatam drudhataram karmashu santyajyatam. The third instruction is Shantyadihi parichiyatam. Now comes to the individual sadhana. He is advising us to cultivate the virtues such as Shanti. See, in Vedanta what they do, Shanti Adi, etc. we say. What is that etc.? See, our sense organs are made up of matter, they say. Say our mind is matter. Some say it is not matter. But for a Vedantin, it does not matter. Because we are trying to go beyond it. We all know sense organs have a natural inclination to the matter. And they get attached. Remember our 4 Ds of Vedanta. I mentioned to you about 6 disciplines in that called Shama, Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana. Just to quickly give you a recap from that basic Vedanta modules, those who are new to the class can go through them so that you get an overview of all these terminologies. Shama is mastery over mind, willful control of the mind, preventing the mind from rushing to the world outside. That is called Shama. It is called Mano Nigraha. What it does, it helps the seeker to turn his mind inward. Then Dhamma. Dhamma is the control of the sense organ, such as eyes, ears, all externally focused. Chakshuhu adi bahya indriya nigraha. If Viveka is strong in the sadhaka, Vairagya is natural. Mastery of the mind is automatic. Then Dhamma becomes natural. It becomes effortless. If Viveka is weak, Vairagya it becomes difficult. Shama is almost impossible. Then Uparama. Uparama is the natural withdrawal of both mind and the senses from external pursuits. It is the effortless curtailment of senses. This is the condition where mind is peaceful, not tempted, not wandering here and there, not rushing towards pleasures outside, etc. Then you have Shraddha, not blind belief, faith, not blind faith. Our Puja Gurudev used to call Shraddha as belief plus understanding, an integrated mind and intellect. Mind being the source of the belief and intellect being the source of understanding. Conviction. Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu Vishwasaha iti Shraddha. That is the definition. I have faith in the words of the Guru and in Vedanta. You know, this faith is like that in the doctor. I believe she is doing the right diagnostics. I have faith in the medication that she is giving me. Here also in Vedanta, we have a chronic disease called ignorance. And as we tread this path, that Shraddha is very much needed to pursue. Then we have Samadhana, concentration, single pointedness, Chitta Ekagrata. You know, there is no success in the corporate world or secular world without concentration. You got to be focused on your job, your objectives of the company. Same rule applies in the spiritual world. No exception. In this instruction, a lot of times we say Shanti Danti. They are essential qualities for a mumukshu. Moksho me bhuyat iti icha. That he is possessed with that burning desire for liberation, as though his hair on his head is on fire. Nobody is saying these sadhanas are easy. See, when something is very difficult, we feel challenged. When it is difficult and challenging only, it is worth doing, they say. So, as sadhakas, we need to develop shama, dama, etc. That is the bottom line. Moving on to the next instruction. Drudhataram karmashu santyajyatam. Drudhataram karma ashu santyajyatam. With firm determination, one more reinforcement he is giving: give up all your karmas. Recuse yourself from these type of karmas. Karmana badyate jantuhu vidyaya cha vimuchyate. Tasmat karma na kurvanti yatayah paradarshinaha. Karma binds us. And karma and gnana, samuchaya is not possible. The integration. Because they are opposed to each other. So they advise karma tyaga. To begin as gruhastas, what we can do, we can stop unnecessary karmas and focus on the goal. As soon as we do actions, what happens? However we do selflessly with akarta bhava, there is possibility in a karma to do association with other people. They don't share the same goals as you. Then when you do action, when we do actions, results come. Whether it is positive or negative results, it drags us down again. So even if we are not taking the karma sannyasa, as gruhastas we need to take a deep look at our own engagements and identify how we can minimize, disengage. Not to shrug off our responsibility, but unnecessary desire prompted actions we can start minimizing and slowly getting out of it. That is the power of that instruction. Then the most important step in the journey of the sadhaka is sadvidvan upasrupyatam. Sadvidvan upasrupyatam. See, when that inner call comes, you do not wait for anything. Our Puja Guruji always says, you do not have to go guru hunting, Guru will find you. It happened in our own lives. Bhagavan will make sure of that. That Guru Shishya Sambandha is an inexplicable phenomena. Chandogya Upanishad says, Acharyavan Purusho Veda. A person who has learnt the scriptures through the teacher, Guru Mukhena, knows the truth. This phase in sadhaka's journey is called Guru Upasatti or Guru Upasadana. In order to learn the Atma Vidya, how do you approach the Guru? Mundaka Upanishad says, Parikshya Lokan कर्मचितान् ब्राह्मणः निर्वेदमाया न्यास्य कृतः कृतेन तद्विज्ञानार्थं स गुरुमेवाभिगच्छेत् तद्विज्ञानार्थं स गुरुमेवाभिगच्छेत् समित्पाणिः श्रोत्रियं ब्रह्मनिष्ठम्. By now, Pariksha Lokan, the student has examined the world. Bhavasuke doshonusandhiyatam. See, he has seen the defects of the world. And then he approaches the Shrotriya Brahmanishta Guru with what? Samitpani, sacrificial faggots. These sacrificial firewood faggots, symbolically, they represent the seva bhava of the student, humility of the student. Only with that surrender, even in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Upadesha from Bhagavan begins only after Arjuna says, Shadhimam Tvam Prapannam. That unconditional surrender, that attitude of humility to the Guru, then only the knowledge will begin to flow. In our Hindu tradition, such an importance is given to the Guru. That is why we say Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma. He is the ultimate. When Sant Kabir was asked as to whom he would prostrate, render his prostrations to, if God and Guru were to come together, he replied without any hesitation that he would offer his prostrations to the Guru, only because of his guidance that I am able to recognize the Lord. What a powerful statement. Then once you approach the Guru, we need to have that seva bhava. Pratidinam, next instruction, Pratidinam tat paduka sevyatam. You know, if you are in an ashram setting or a Gurukula setting, you are living with the Guru. Then you are given all the seva opportunity. When we were in Sandipini Sadhanalaya studying, I was blessed with the seva of taking care of the lunch, dinner for our Acharya. And in fact, all of the Swamis who visited the ashram during those years, that was my job. That was my seva opportunity. Keeping that seva bhava. Paduka seva does not mean we shine his shoes or clean his feet. See, the student may carry the firewood, but Guru is like that oxygen that keeps that flame in that fire. His quest for knowledge, he keeps that, provides oxygen to that quest. Guru is that visible guide The lotus shaped Guru Padukas represent that he is firmly rooted in that knowledge. The feet represents that he is firmly rooted in that knowledge. The padukas represents the platform and the teachings he is providing. Even in Purusha Suktam, Padosya Vishwa Bhutani Tripadasya Amrutam Divi. Actually, we should also take an opportunity to chant Guru Paduka Stotram today. I think most of you have learnt this with me. So let's take a couple of minutes to offer our salutations to that platform that has provided us an opportunity to learn the highest truth. So let's take some time. Ananta samsara samudratara naukayita guru bhaktidabhyam vairagya samrajyada pujanabhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam. Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam. Kavitvavara Daurbhagyadavam Budhamalikabhyam Durikrutanamra vipattatibhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Natayayo Shri Patitam Samiyuhu Kadachidapyashu daridravariyaha Mukascha vachas patitam hitabhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Nalikanikashapadahrutabhyam Nana vimohadinivarikabhyam Namajjanabhishtatipradabhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Nrupali Mauli Vrajaratnakanti Saridvirajadjhashakanyakabhyam Nrupatvadabhyam Natalokapankte Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Papandakararka Paramparabhyam Tapatrayahindra Khageshwarabhyam Jadyabdhi Samshoshanavadavabhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam शमादिषट्क प्रदवैभवाभ्यां समाधिदान व्रतदीक्षिताभ्यां रमाधवाङ्घ्रिस्थिरभक्तिदाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां स्वार्चापराणाम् अखिलेष्टदाभ्यां स्वाहा सहायाक्षदुरन्दराभ्यां स्वान्ताच्च भाव प्रदपूजनाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां कामादिसर्प व्रजगारुडाभ्यां विवेकवैराग्यनिधिप्रदाभ्यां बोधप्रदाभ्यां धृतमोक्षदाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां. And the next instruction, Brahmaikaksharamartyatam. Brahmaiva eka aksharam artyatam. Bhagavad Gita says, Srimad Bhagavad Gita says, Tadviddi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. After serving the Guru, after pleasing his heart, when the time comes, ask the Guru. No chit-chatting. Adihi Bhagavo Brahmeti. Please teach me this Brahma Vidya. I want to know this highest truth. There is another interpretation of this instruction. The essence of Vedas is represented as Omkara. Om. That Pranava mantra. That Pranava mantra upasana. Sadhaka can always meditate on that Akshara Brahma. Om ityekaksharam Brahma Vyaharan mamanusmaran Yah prayati tyajam deham Sayati paramam gatim. Bhagavad Gita, 8th chapter. That Akshara Brahma. Most Vedic mantras we chant with Om. That auspicious action begins with Om. It is one of the most chanted sound symbols. That Pranava mantra is that primordial sound. The universal name of the Lord. A, U, Ma. A represents the waking state, U represents the dream state, and Ma represents the deep sleep. The three letters symbolizing the three avasthas. And the silence, the fourth, represented by the silence between the two chants. that represents, that symbol, the essence of the Vedas. It symbolizes everything, the means and the goal, the form and the formless. And the last of the instruction in the second verse, Shruti Shiro Vakyam Samakarnyatam. Shruti Shira, the head of the Shruti. That means Vedanta. Vedanta Vakya. That we will see in the next class. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrutyorma Amrutam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.